they invent, I don't want to. It's fine. It's college. If they come out with a new drug, that's gonna fuel a new music genre, and the people who are the first to get their hands on this new drug and then make music accordingly are gonna be legends. Just like the rave scene with ecstasy, or the psychedelic rock scene with acid. I mean, that's one way a new musical genre can come out, but there's a lot more ways than that.
Yeah, I don't really know if there's like a stereotype, just because there are, you know, like you see a lot of people from Greek life, or a lot of people from, you know, perhaps more progressive, different environments. Not saying Greek life is not progressive, but like in particular, like you get a lot of people from the Environmental Alliance who go out. I don't know. I don't really know if there's like a stereotype that you can really, at least that I think. Maybe there are people who look at Centennial Nights and are like, oh, those damn hippies or whatever, but I don't know if I.
Yeah, but
really
even then,
about...
like, Wayside brings in a lot of names, like, not ones particularly I'm familiar with, but, like, I know, like, a lot of people are still into them. They've brought country artists, they've brought hip-hop artists, and then, you know, we have Centennial bringing, like, Indian, EDM, and all of those guys, too. So, I feel like, if you're into music, like, you're in a pretty solid place in Mount Pleasant, and you can, like, be able to find a home musically. Centennial Hall.
Centennial and Rebels, I think, are the top two, for sure. I think even for people, like, outside of Mount Pleasant, like, a lot of bands who travel all over the country, like Desmond Jones, for example, Joe Hurtler, like, those guys are all over the country playing shows, and, like, if you mention Rebels Bar to them, they'd probably be like, oh, that's a great place to play, because I think, again, like, it's intimate, so, like, not even just for the fan experience, I think I guess from experience, from the band perspective, like, Rebels is just so fun, because everybody's right there, you only need, like, 30 people, and it feels like it's, like, a packed house, and I think that just, yeah, it's a really, like, close atmosphere, it makes it really special, and the sound's always really good, too, which is a plus. I think my favorite, playing 906, and that's actually another sacred place for sure. 906 Franklin is probably, like, it's got to be, like, one of the best. I would say when Pining played at 906, that was a really fun show, because it was just, like, wild. Like, it was the first time they'd had a house show in, like, over a year. So it was, like, just kind of like a cool revival of, like, the house scene, like, in that setting. And, like, a lot of people turned out for it, and it was just, like, crazy. Like, it was a crazy show. And then we played at Island Park, actually, in a pavilion last year. And I would say, like, that was probably my favorite set that we've played, because it was, like, really sunny. There were, like, it was a very diverse crowd. Like, there were college students, there were community members, there were little kids running around. And it was just really cool to get to play. And, like, I feel like the energy that day was just really, I guess, sacred. Like, it was just, like, really, really, really good energy from everybody. And that was a really memorable moment.
Yeah, I'd say probably the Pining show at the Pleasant Town Festival last year. That was the first year Centennial threw a festival in September. That was really good time, because that was Pining's last show.
Yeah, one of many last shows that we've had. So go on.
So that was pretty notable for me, and then I'm gonna say Jettison's December set at Centennial. It's another one of my favorites.
But there is not a music culture at CMU. I think that might be the biggest one. And I guess I can understand why. I've kind of felt that way, I guess, a little bit my first, like, couple years at CMU, because I think for people who are, like, on campus who are under 21, like, they're not really getting a lot of the music scene unless it's Centennial. A lot of it's still at Rebels, and or you have to, like, kind of know about the house shows that are going on. So if you don't know about that, then, you know, you really get your 2 campus shows a year, and maybe some random, like, you know, Maroonsy or whatever, or open mic nights. And so I feel like if you're not really looking for it, you might think like, oh, there's never music here. Whereas some places like Grand Rapids or Ann Arbor or Detroit, like there's just music opportunities like kind of thrown at you all the time. But then as you get in, like, I guess as you like get into it a lot more and you start making more connections with people who are like already doing it, then you start to realize like, well, there's a lot of music happening here.
I think for me, music is like a meditative aspect, big time. And I have many shows I've been to have had really deep, like meditative experiences in being an audience and feeling connected with your friends. I mean, music is a cliche, but music brings people together beyond it's something beyond thought. And at its best, it can bring you some real joy or happiness. And I've certainly got that in Mount Pleasant many times.
Yeah, it's so communal. Like I've never thought in like a million years like I'd be hanging out here every Monday listening to an album in complete silence. Like I think that's really awesome. And I've come to know so many great people through the music scene here. And yeah, like Sam said, it's just so much joy and literally like just pure happiness.
I guess I'll just echo that. Yeah, it's really brings a lot of connection. Like I would say most of my friends, or at least my like main friend group that I have here, is because of music. Like I roomed with Josh, and I've been like best friends with Josh for 3 years, and started playing music because of Josh, because I met him and he was playing guitar, and we like liked similar music, and so I picked up a guitar and would like play around with him like in his old apartment, and then kind of grew into that. And then Sam and I became really, really good friends, because he also played music and I played music, and then we were in a band together. And there have been a lot of people who I've become friends with because we like similar music, like Lauren. And it's like really.
Ty and I first met was Dreamer at the time, and I had like a Dirty Projectors button on my backpack. He was like, "Whoa, you like the Dirty Projectors?" And I was like, "Yeah, my favorite song, Swing Low Magellan." And now here we are.
Yeah, so I'd say definitely a lot of the connections I've made in Mount Pleasant have been music related, whether it be local or abroad. So.